Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Josh's Car Corner. Now, you may think I'm back in Wisconsin because there's a Culver's right behind me, but actually, the Culver's franchise has found its way to Arizona. I found about a half dozen Culver's down here in the Phoenix area since I've been here. We're in March now, and it's been a while since I've done an update on the LeMons car, so I thought I'd bring everybody up to speed on how things are going with that. We've gotten a lot of progress made on the car. It's getting a lot closer to looking like a race car, and we've got about 3 weeks until the race, so we'll bring everybody up to speed on to where we're going right now and watch the next few minutes and see how we've come, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, well, it's been about a week since we last worked on the car. We're going to get back to it tonight. Got a lot of small things we want to do to get in preparation for getting a cage put in this thing. I got a new pulley. What we're going to do is take the AC condenser out, and there is a smooth pulley that I'm going to replace with this ribbed one so we can bypass where the condenser would be and we can run a shorter belt. We also have to get a couple of broken studs out of one of the exhaust headers so we can put the part of the exhaust system back on, make the car a little bit quieter. We're going to have to fab up a block off plate because we took all the HVAC stuff out. Now there's a big hole about this big in the firewall that we're going to have to block with steel because you have to have all the holes in the firewall sealed up with steel. So we're going to do that, and we're probably going to start tackling the interior wiring, ripping out as much of it as we can, the things we don't need, radio, HVAC, interior lighting, things like that, just to make things a little cleaner and simpler so it's a lot easier to work inside the car. So that's what we're going to be up to tonight. So since the car was last on camera, someone came along. I'm hearing it was Nick R. He did this to our hood. Took a bunch of old vinyl scraps and just threw them on there. I actually kind of liked it. If we did the whole car that way, it could be kind of funky, but it won't look like a catfish.
It almost looks like the Van Halen cover.
Kinda, yeah. So I got the new idler pulley on there right now, and I just got done cutting the belt for the length we think we're gonna need. So I'll run to the parts store and get a new belt. But we then found out that the radiator's got acid in it right now. They were flushing it, and we started taking it out. So now we're gonna put it back together and heat cycle it again once I get a new belt on there. Ow! Nick's in here ripping out wiring and complaining about it.
I'm not complaining. I complained already.
I see. I got the new belt on. I ended up taking out about a foot of belt to bypass the AC condenser, so that's done. So things are moving along. I'm of the same opinion. I have no aspirations that we're gonna win. I just want to have fun, and I think we'll do that.
Well, I feel like if we win, we're gonna have fun.
Well, I agree. Winning is always fun, but I want to have fun regardless of whether we come last or first.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
And how do we get to be first, SpongeBob?
Floor it!
Floor it!
Okay, floor it! No!
I thought I'd be the only person in the world who knew that. That was pretty funny when you blurted that out last week.
I lost it when you put that in the video.
I knew you'd get a kick out of that.
And this is just one big rat's nest junction right here, the way this is wired.
Good God.
You see this? It's
Oh yeah.
spliced through this friggin' harness.
Don't fuck it up.
I'll do what I want.
Whatever.
Not my mother, Todd.
So Nick, holy shit, dude.
What?
How's this going?
I'm gonna finish this little chunk right here, and then I think I'm gonna grab me a cigarette.
Yeah, I would probably need it too if I was looking at all this wire.
Look at the mess he made back here already.
Oh man.
There's more right by your feet too. He's going to town.
Weight reduction.
By the time it's said and done, and like right now it's laughable, it'll probably pull quite a few pounds of wire.
I would love to weigh it on when we're done.
Actually, realistically, it'll probably be like 5 pounds of wiring.
Yeah. Check out this super pro piece that Ryan just made to hold our radiator in. Not only will that keep the radiator from flopping around, but it'll also direct air into the radiator to keep the car nice and cool. And he even went to the trouble of painting it. Very nice piece. This is too good for us. They're gonna think we're made of money.
Or all we could afford was scrap parts.
That's exactly right.
And shitty spray paint.
Yep. Meanwhile, Mr. Snippy there got a little carried away and he killed our tachometer on our cluster.
And the odometer.
And the odometer, yeah. We don't know how many miles and we don't know how many revs. But we know, but he seems to have fixed the gas gauge. It's working now.
You probably wired it into it. Don't hate me because you hate me. You rev up and the gas gauge moves.
That's right.
See, here's what you have to keep in mind. I didn't look at that when I read the car. Here's what you have to keep in mind. We can hear how many revs the engine is turning. We can't hear how much gas is in the tank.
Yeah, but just because I know what 5,000 RPM sounds like doesn't mean that you know or Nick knows or.
What are rev limiters for?
So you can tune it so the check engine light comes on at $5,000, right?
No.
Why not?
They don't unlock that much stuff.
I'm sure you can do it.
We're not gods. I can just bump the rev limiter down, I suppose. I was gonna do that anyway.
Right, so no harm, no foul.
All right, back at Local Motors right now. I'm here with Nick R. You didn't see him a whole lot in the last episode, but he's the other guy on the team, and he's helping us out. So we're making a list now of all the parts we got to get. I called both the companies yesterday that make braided stainless lines for that thing, Goodrich and Russell, just to see if they sponsor us. I haven't heard back from either of them. So, but I know the part numbers for both the kits that they make. So the part number for the Russell one I remember is 692280.
All right, well, that was right off the top of your head, but...
Well, I have a stupid memory for things like that.
Well, that's good. That's a good stupid memory to have.
Exactly.
So that, I mean, first and foremost, we need to get the seat.
Yep, gotta have the seat.
And we need to get it, like, now.
Is there any place locally that sells them?
There's a few.
What up?
What's up, dude?
So here's a thought.
Pull up a chair.
Have a thought with us.
We can't use a bolt-in cage. Doesn't necessarily go to say we can't weld in a bolt-in cage.
You can, but it does explicitly say in the whole thing that you can get about the cage that it's a lot harder to get that to pass because you have to do so much stuff to it to make it acceptable.
We're probably going to have to chop it up anyway, and at that point there's not much that we can't do when we have 80% of it already there and done. And I mean, bolt-in cages are what, $500-600, where what are you looking at? Probably
$800.
So
about
that's
$30 a stick. We're gonna need 4 sticks, plus maybe a small sheet of steel.
And most bolt-in stuff usually is just a hoop behind you. It's not like a halo over your head. I mean, he was already saying that he's got 2 guys that can possibly do this this upcoming weekend.
Because there's 2 guys here 2 fabricators here that said they would do it for $800 in labor and then cost of materials. So, but they said that they would knock it out in like a weekend. The one holdup is we need to have a seat so that they can design the cage according to the seat to do the harness bar. And because I mean, you have to have the harness bar at a certain height, certain location behind the seat.
The seat's not going to go up or down, but you need to have the seat in there so they know how high to put the bar so the bolts can go through the seat properly. Here's the fire extinguisher rules right here. Fully charged purple K, type 10B:C, or type A:B:C:.
So it's an ABC?
Yeah,
Right,
you can
fine.
do a
Those are
BC
pretty
or an
standard.
ABC, yeah.
Those are pretty standard.
2.5 pounds or larger, must be located in easy reach of driver, secured via a proper, purpose-made all-metal quick-release bracket.
Yeah.
No fuel, oil, or coolant lines in the cockpit. We don't have that problem. We do not have to have a window net. It's not mandatory, but we could have one if we felt like it.
We need to be worried about the electrical cutoff.
Well, what I've seen on videos is because we're not running windows, people mount them just inside the A-pillar on the driver's door, so then anybody from outside or in could reach it and cut it off.
I just need to order the cutoff
Yeah, we do need a cutoff.
And we might as well wire that now.
I'm gonna get that new Y pipe this week. I talked to the guy.
What was the deal with there's 2 broken studs in the exhaust manifold?
The driver's side exhaust manifold, both studs are broken off in there. They got to get pulled out so we can put new bolts in.
But they're hanging out, right? You can.
They're hanging out. They're hanging out the front side of it, but the back side of it, where it bolts up, I think they just broke off.
So we could probably just double nut it. And
we could just fucking drill it out.
well, he said he reverse impact. Or he said he tightened them until they snapped.
Yeah, I didn't realize the gun was on forward, and I just.
It's okay.
They should. So they should.
Is there enough
double
meat?
Nut it and come right back.
Yeah,
come
maybe.
Right out.
Maybe. All we have to do is make it exit behind the driver, right?
Yeah. Should we invest in any kind of high temp brake fluid, or just throw store-bought Dot 4 in there?
I would get
The Ford fluid is cheap.
I would just get it. Yeah, a decent.
Yeah, like the heavy duty Ford fluid is dirt cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the stuff that I can get at Napa is probably
We probably need like 3 or 4 quarts to bleed the whole
that's
system.
What do we want to do for clutch? Do you want to? How high end do you want to go on a clutch?
Stock or 1 step above stock, because we're lightening the car.
One step above.
So the
stock,
factory,
I think, would be
factory
fine.
clutch will
They're
probably
like
be adequate.
I'm gonna order a clutch then. If you guys are all cool with it, I'll just order a clutch.
I'll send you the link to the one that I found, and we'll see if you can find anything cheaper.
I mean, I could probably get like a clutch for probably like $30 on Rock Auto. So, but that's like the factory
the AC Delco special
economy one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we just won't.
If you know of something good, then send me a link and I'll.
Power-wise, it'll hold as long as we don't beat on it. As long as we're not just slipping our foot off the clutch, and it should be fine.
Yeah, it's a brand new one. We'll be able to. Even a brand new one, even the cheap one is gonna last for an entire race.
The one thing we should do though is get the flywheel resurfaced, just to clean it up.
That'll be easy.
Okay. Oh yeah, steering wheel adapter.
Yeah, I was trying to look for one. I mean, if you guys are cool with it, I'll just buy a cheap, shitty one from eBay and hope we don't die.
Get a North Korean knockoff. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're all about with this car. Straight up junk, even if it's new.
Well, Josh, reverse.
Forward. See, Ryan had to show me this lesson because he just spent about an hour last night torching out the 2 studs in the exhaust manifold that I broke off, because I didn't know that the gun was in forward when I tried to take them off, and I just broke them off in there. So he got to have some fun, so he had to teach me a little lesson. We got a lot to do today. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to try to get all the new brakes on. So here's the cool thing. EBC Brakes is an English company. They make high-end brakes, and you might have seen them on Roadkill if you watch them. Well, apparently they were looking for a new charity case because I reached out to them and said we were doing this race, and would you be interested in giving us any brakes? They supplied us with 4 brand new rotors and 2 sets of their race pads to go and do this race. So thank you very much to EBC Brakes for sponsoring us. We're going to put their name on the car, and you should definitely check them out if you need brakes for your car, because they hooked us up. So we're going to be putting brakes on today. We got some new stainless steel brake lines. The company who makes them did not sponsor us, so I'm not going to mention who they are. And Nick is working on our Camaro SS suspension. We're going to try to put that on today. We got a lot we're going to try to hammer out before the Super Bowl because we kind of want to watch it too. So, well, that's what we're going to be working on. I just want to show these off quick. These are either new hoop earrings that we are developing, or this is how much coil Nick took out of each of the rear springs to lower the car a little bit, and we got the jack under it right now. And
There's another half coil laying around somewhere I took out too.
the 1.5 coils. So it looks like that with the axle pushed up right now. So that's a little better than it was before. So we're hoping that will contribute to a little bit of a better ride. He's got to do the same on the front still, but we got the new brakes in. We're getting ready to bleed the fronts pretty soon. He's fixing a little snafu in the wiring harness right now, but we got a lot done today. And just so we don't miss anything, we got the game on in the background here, so we'll be able to watch the Super Bowl while we work. Well, it's the first quarter, the Super Bowl started, Denver just kicked a field goal. We got the brakes all installed and bled. Now we're working on putting new sway bars in. These are Camaro SS sway bars that we picked up, and we had to bore out one of the rubber bushings for one because we could only find the one, we couldn't find the other. And we're gonna replace the factory one that's there. We're gonna do the front one too, and that might be all we do tonight, but we got a lot done today, and this is just gonna finish things off right here. The thing we're working on tonight is mounting this seat. This is our racing seat that we got, this Corbeau. This is the factory frame from the factory seat that can go forward and backward, and we're definitely going to need that because the height differences of everyone on the team are so vast. So Ryan and I are going to try to figure out how to connect this thing to the frame on this seat tonight so we can put it back in the car, and then another job is ticked off. Ryan and I are busy trying to mock up the seat right now. What we've come to find out is that I might be the thing that brings this whole escapade to a crawl because my tall ass is too tall to fit in the seat and clear the bar. My helmet can't be higher than that bar, so we're trying to figure out how to make the seat low enough so I can fit in it. So we're gonna have to cut this thing out of the floor right now, and we'll try to move the frame back. So hopefully that will work. We finally got our cherry bomb muffler in, and Ryan is putting the exhaust together right now. We're going to clamp it right there so we can take it off if we need to, because we might have to, just so we can also still get it up on the hoist while we're working on it. And then I also want to take the headlights and the taillights out. We got to do that in past tech. We're still kind of in trouble with our seat. Our original idea to put it on the passenger seat sliders isn't going to fly. The LeMons guy said so, so now we got to find a way to bolt it permanently to the floor that they will be okay with. Because if we can't do that, then I can't drive, and then none of us can drive because we won't have 4 members. So that's still up in the air. This is our whoop-de-doo of an exhaust for our whoop-de-doo of a car. Just gonna come out right behind the back wheel now, so it'll be kind of like a truck, but it'll be efficient and it'll be away from all the fuel stuff, so it should make the tech guys happy. Well, here's where the car sits today. The roll cage is pretty much installed at this point. You see it goes all the way across there and up, and we got the halo up top like we're supposed to have, and the bars back here to... And the cluster's sitting there right now. I don't think it's going to stay there because we're not going to be able to read it very well. But, and then as you can see, the car sits a heck of a lot lower than it used to, especially in the back where the rear suspension's done. We still have to do the front. Nick's got to cut the springs and we'll get that even lower. And we're going to get our tires ordered pretty soon. So it's coming along. So I think this is going to be a good place to end this particular episode. Before too long, we'll be ready to do some testing. So I hope you're enjoying watching the build of this car, and I hope you keep watching because it's getting pretty exciting because we're getting pretty close to having a proper race car here. So once again, thanks for watching Josh's Car Corner, and we will see you guys next time.